Okay, get this. Have you ever stopped to think about how an animal's stomach could have literally shaped our entire world? I know, it sounds kind of crazy, but it's totally true. We're about to dive into this incredible story that connects biology, farming, and even the global economy.
Just think about the stuff you use every single day. You know, the cheese on your pizza, the butter you spread on your toast, maybe that super comfy wool sweater, or the leather shoes on your feet. They all seem completely unrelated, don't they? But believe it or not, they all share a single, very specific source.
And it's not just about products, you know? The connection goes way deeper. We're talking about the very way we've shaped our planet for thousands of years. From the animals that used to pull plows in our fields to the way we manage huge stretches of grassland. So what's the deal? What is this invisible thread that ties all of this stuff together? What's the hidden link between a glass of milk and, say, a sprawling green field?
Well, the answer, it all comes down to a really unique group of animals. I'm talking about a group with a genuine biological superpower. You could call them nature's ultimate recycling machines. And they have a name, ruminants.
All right, so what is this superpower I'm talking about? It's all about their stomach. Or actually, I should say their stomachs, plural. Let's really get into it and break down the amazing digestive system that makes these animals so special.
So here's the official definition for you. A ruminant is a mammal that digests its food in a really cool way. First, they swallow their plant-based food, and it gets softened in the first part of their stomach. Then, and this is the wild part, they regurgitate it, bring it back up to chew it all over again. That whole process is called chewing the cud, and it's the absolute secret to their success.
Now, let's compare that to how we digest things. Our stomachs and the stomachs of animals like pigs or dogs are pretty simple, just one single chamber. But ruminants, oh no, they have a complex four-part stomach that's basically a biological factory. And its whole purpose is to break down super tough, fibrous plants, stuff that we could never, ever get any nutrition from.
Think of their digestive journey like a super efficient assembly line. Okay, so first, the food goes into the rumen. This is like a giant fermentation tank, just packed with helpful microbes. Next up is the reticulum, which acts like a sorter, figuring out which particles are small enough to move on. From there, it's the omasum, which is all about absorbing water. And finally, the food hits the abomasum. This is what we'd call the true stomach. It uses acid to finish the job, kind of like our own stomachs do.
So, when you hear the word ruminant, what pops into your head? Probably a cow, right? And that's fair. But this family is so much bigger and more diverse than you might think. We're talking about animals all over the globe.
First up, you've got the rock stars of the ruminant world, the Bovidae family. These are the ones with true horns that don't fall off. You know them, cattle, buffalo, sheep, and goats. These guys are, without a doubt, the backbone of modern agriculture.
But then there's the wild side of the family, the Cervidae. These are the ones with antlers, like deer, elk, and moose. They're a perfect example of how this incredible digestive system allows animals to absolutely thrive in wild places, from deep forests to open plains, all across the planet. And just to really drive home how varied this group is, did you know that giraffes are ruminants? Seriously, them and their more mysterious cousin, the okapi. It just goes to show you this digestive superpower isn't just for farm animals. It belongs to some of the most iconic, incredible creatures on Earth.
Okay, so we've got the biology down. Pretty cool, right? But now let's zoom out and connect this all back to the big picture. How on earth does a special stomach end up fueling entire economies and supporting millions, if not billions, of people?
Just to give you an idea of the sheer scale we're talking about, check out this number. In the Philippines, just one country, there are almost 4 million goats. 4 million! And that's only one type of ruminant in one nation. Can you even begin to imagine the total number of all ruminants across the entire globe? It's just mind-boggling.
Their impact on our economy is absolutely massive. And it's not just one thing. It goes way, way beyond the obvious meat and dairy. We're talking about the leather in our shoes and bags, the wool that keeps us warm, the manure that acts as a natural fertilizer or even creates biogas, the raw power that still helps farmers plow their fields in many parts of the world. The list goes on. They're a huge part of global trade.
And you know, for millions and millions of people, especially in small communities in developing countries, these animals are so much more than just a source of food or material. They're often described as a living bank. Think about that. They're a crucial asset that offers financial security, helps build up local communities, and is just completely woven into the fabric of daily life.
So this all leads us to a really important question for today.
What is the role of these animals in our modern world? And what does the future hold for this ancient partnership that we've had with them for thousands of years?
When you really boil it all down, their magic trick is this. They take something that is completely useless to us as food, all that tough, fibrous grass and plant matter, and thanks to that incredible digestive system, they turn it into things we absolutely need. They convert it into energy, into food like milk and meat, and into materials that have literally helped build and sustain human civilization for centuries.
So, as we look ahead, we're left with a pretty big question, aren't we? In a world that's facing huge challenges, climate change, resource scarcity, what's next for this ancient, powerful partnership? How do we make sure it evolves in a sustainable way? What does the next chapter of the ruminant revolution look like?